Welcome to the 7 Steps video series. My name is Claude D. This video series serves as an accompaniment to the book 7 Steps, a book for empaths in a world full of narcissism. Check the link below for a copy of the book and hit the subscribe button for more videos. I hope you find these informative and that they provide a path to peace. This series highlights the 7 narc abuse tactics outlined in the book. This is the 7th. This is groupthink. Groupthink is a psychological, emotional, and sometimes spiritual abuse tactic employed by narcissistic individuals or narcissists. Just like it sounds, groupthink is when a group is thinking or making decisions in a way that discourages individual ideas and responsibility. When people engage in groupthink, they forsake critical reasoning and evaluation for the benefit of consent and conformity. Groupthink and narcissism go hand in hand because often the people practicing groupthink are serving the needs of a narcissist or a group of narcissists. Though there may be times where it's necessary to put individual agendas aside for the greater good, for a narcissist, groupthink is an exercise in blind loyalty and the removal of dissenting opinions. Groupthink also provides them with a consistent source of guaranteed narcissistic supply, defined as extreme praise or pity. Because narcissists are very insecure people, they like to create an us versus them mentality with their circle of contacts. As long as the circle has a pipeline to the narc's perspective, members then use the groupthink mentality to communicate these perspectives and hold everyone accountable to aligning with them. If someone dares speak out or disagrees, group members then use a range of narc abuse tactics to establish that the member is acting outside of group norms. It is with groupthink that cult leaders are able to brainwash their members into control. Cult leaders thrive on mindless compliance, and groupthink ensures that those who do not comply are immediately met with abuse tactics, so that they feel that their ideas have put them outside of the group. Just like narcs thrive off an exaggerated self, groupthink extends the concept of the exaggerated individual self to an exaggerated group self. Members are encouraged to exaggerate the importance or image of a group so that the group then functions as its own narcissistic entity, and supply is fed to the collective. Groupthink can happen in families and groups of friends, and it can happen in religious and political organizations. When coworkers engage in a group project, people sometimes engage in groupthink if they fear their individual ideas will not be heard, or if they fear that hearing everyone else's ideas will ruin a deadline or keep everyone from coming to a solid conclusion. Effective groupthink is dependent upon how well the dominating perspectives can stay in communication and how much they can get the participants to ignore individual opinions, and sometimes personal ethics and morals, just to be a part of it. In the film A Few Good Men, Tom Cruise plays a lawyer who must put a commanding officer in the military on trial for employing a groupthink tactic that resulted in murder. Though the men probably joined the organization well-intentioned, they operated in a construct where dissent was discouraged and impossible. Social media now creates a platform where groupthink is used to further the agenda of two cultures, stan culture, and cancel culture. Stan culture is where extremists promote support to individuals, and cancel culture is where extremists promote the removal of support from individuals. In both cultures, groupthink is used to create an us versus them mentality, keeping others away from belonging unless they agree with the consensus. In both cultures, people who behave outside of the groupthink are often immediately met with abuse tactics to discourage their dissenting opinion. People who fear not acting in accordance with the groupthink often suffer from what is called virtue signaling, where they hop on bandwagons and ignore their authentic perspectives to please the stans and not get canceled. If you think you have been a victim of groupthink, then I would invite you first to do what narcissistic individuals cannot do. Reflect. When you reflect, first and foremost, breathe. In a world that tells you to seek constant external validation from others, looking within is an exercise. In a world that makes it attractive for you to receive noise and contribute to noise, silence is an exercise. In meditation, we look within and we employ silence. This is how we reflect. And something or someone that reflects shines. We all have a sense of belonging. We may even build esteem from our sense of belonging. But we are always balancing this with our individual identity. When we are out of balance, time with others is often spent comparing ourselves to them and looking outward for validation. When we are out of balance, we forget to listen, and so we fill up space with noise and we forego communicating our most authentic selves. We meditate because it is an excellent reflection exercise for building our most authentic selves. This is because it is done in solitude and silence. We meditate so that we can privately check in with our most core values before we are tempted by the world to put them aside for popularity. We meditate because here is a place where we can decide for ourselves who we are before the world gets a chance to decide for us. Just like snowflakes that crystallize in the sky, no two of us are completely alike. When we win in our respect of this, we engage in group efforts that bring together agreeing and dissenting ideas to make the most informed and well thought out conclusions. When we fail in our respect, we put ourselves and others in boxes. We lazily take the smallest external information and assign ideas to others that align with our prejudices about them. One of the reasons why groupthink works in cults and religious environments is because the group makes the sense of belonging attractive by offering an identity and a group validation. Sometimes, people who join learn quickly that the group can be just as good at making the sense of not belonging very real and unattractive. In a poem entitled Groupthink, Erykah Badu says, "This is what we have become, afraid to respect the individual." We are not all born or even raised with reflection skills, and so many of us go through our day without taking the time to see how in alignment we are with our values, without taking the time to practice setting boundaries and saying no to things that we know will disturb our peace, without really seeing how we shine. But we are all here to shine, and we are all worth the time it takes to look at ourselves, to monitor our growth, and to honor our genuine perspectives and feelings. Using solitude, meditation keeps us grounded in our individual, authentic selves. Using silence, meditation teaches us to listen to our inner voice rather than the noise of the crowd. And our ability to be authentic about what is bringing noise into our lives will always bring us closer to peace. Good day. Thank you for watching and listening. If you have found the content informative, please let me know by clicking the thumbs up button, and you can hit the subscribe button to know when more videos are available. Check the description box below to get access to the book 7 Steps, a book for empaths in a world full of narcissism, as well as other resources. Once again, my name is Claude D.